Hey, SadBC here, and today I'm doing a video on Legacy United Voyager Vector Prime, the second of the Primes. So here he is in his Cybertronian jet mode. This figure is supposed to be a version of Cybertron Vector Prime, but it does kinda miss the mark on that. But as its own thing, just paying homage to the Cybertron design, I think it works pretty well. This is a retool of the Legacy G-Axis mold, which was fantastic, so this already has a head start. Though it is unfortunate that he'll be the only member of the 13 Primes to be a retool. It's definitely a lot blockier than this design probably should be. It's still got the wires on top from G-Axis, and the tail fin, though you can fold that away. But personally, I prefer how it looks with it. It's mostly grey, but there are a lot of purple and gold segments, with a few blue highlights. And the wings are a very nice, sparkly, translucent blue. There's also a small cockpit, which is that same clear plastic. He's got a few 5mm ports. There's one underneath each wing, two on the bottom, one on the top, but it's a bit difficult to access. Two on the side here that you cannot access, plus another one at the front that also cannot be used because it's got a little thing in it, and two on the back that can be used as thrusters. Strangely enough, he also has a few 5mm pegs, one on top here and one on each wing. I assume those are there for minicons, even if he doesn't come with his minicon safeguard. Well, that stinks. You can store his sword underneath the wing, and his Cyberplanet key slots in right on top. For comparison, here is Earthrise Optimus Prime, another Cybertronian jet, Kingdom Cyclonus, his mold mate, Legacy G-Axis, a Lego minifigure, my previous Transformers video, Age of the Primes Primer, and Earthrise Optimus Prime. Now for transformation, you want to start by detaching the wings, then come underneath and move these two sections forward. Swing them out to the side, and then here you're going to want to detach these, and then sort of lift them out like this. This will detach and it will move down on a double hinge. The foot will fold out and the tail fin will fold up. Fold the wings down, push this piece in, flip out the head, spin this piece around, fold it down, then fold this piece back up and tab it into place. Take this back piece, flip it up, then the wings will fold back down. There are these small tabs on the side. Swing these pieces around, twist the waist around, fold out the shoulder pads, open up the arms and fold out the hands. And after that very fun transformation, there is Vector Prime in his robot mode. And yeah, this doesn't look super accurate. Now I like how it looks, but I'd be lying if I said it looked like the show model. The colour layout hasn't changed much from the alt mode, still mostly grey with purple, gold and blue. Mine does unfortunately have some paint chipping on the top of the thighs. The head sculpt is fantastic, very characterful. He's got his iconic torso dent, very nice. He's got a few 5mm ports, one on each forearm, one underneath each foot, one on the side of each leg, one on the side of each wing, and one on his back. He's also got a 5mm peg on each wing, just like in alt mode. The wings that like to fall off. And as you can see here, he also has a flight stand on his behind. As was the case in vehicle mode, he still has the wires from G-Axis, which I think is my biggest visual issue with this guy. It's just like, I wish they could have retooled that. But there is only so much retooling budget. And this guy is already very retooled. Brand new torso, brand new head, brand new shoulders, brand new crotch, brand new wings, and brand new accessories. He's got his iconic sword, wrist sling, and a Cyberplanet key, both made from that same sparkly translucent blue plastic. You can plug the key into his back, his chest like the OG toy, or the sword. Unfortunately, I do think the sword looks a little small in his hands. It also has this hinge on it for some reason. I assume it's so you can store both it and the cyber key on his back. For articulation, he's got a ball joint at the head. Arms can go all the way around. Arms can move out, but unfortunately they are hot rod shoulders. Very deep elbow bend, bicep swivel, wrist swivel, opening hands. Wings are on a series of swivels, and this likes to pop off so much. Waist swivel, legs go forward that far and back only that far, can go out this far, thigh swivel, very deep knee bend, up and down at the foot, and an ankle pivot. Theoretically, you would be able to get this guy into many poses, but unfortunately, this figure has been hit with a bit of a QC bug. Specifically, mine has incredibly loose knees and a very loose waist. But I have seen copies that have been much worse, like the face falling off. These loose joints make posing quite difficult. For comparison, here is Earthrise Optimus Prime, another Cybertronian jet, Kingdom Cyclonus, his mold mate, Legacy G-Axis, a LEGO minifigure, my previous Transformers video, Age of the Primes Primer, and Earthrise Optimus Prime. As with Primo, I really wish he was just a tad taller. Same size as 86 Prime would have been nice. Luckily, the DNA Design upgrade kit does just that, as well as bulking him out a bit and covering those damn wires. This is definitely something I'm going to pick up, even if it does require part swarming for the shoulders and feet. Ultimately, I do like this figure quite a lot, but it does have some major flaws. It fails at being the version of the character it wants to be, and it has some pretty nasty QC issues. I didn't realize how bad it was until handling G-Axis for this video. Like, G-Axis feels great, and you just get this floppy guy who falls apart sometimes. I completely get why some people don't like this, and if you want it, I would recommend waiting for the rumored reissue coming out next year, since the QC issues will probably be better. In fact, I might actually pick it up and deck that one out with the DNA kit whilst leaving this one stock. But let's see what other people think. I have that mold, but as G-Axis. I like that mold, and his articulation is superb. I wish the wires in his shins that carried over from G-Axis were clockwork gear details. His articulation is indeed really great, and his colours are spot on, especially that magenta. Even the Galaxy Force original mold's magenta isn't quite that vibrant. I find it amusing that there is a spot for the original Safeguard, with the small note that it's still frustrating that we don't have any new mini-cons yet besides Jolt, as this guy needs his Safeguard like the Armada cast need their partners. He's a Cybertron design with all the sauce sucked dry. Hashtag not my Vector Prime. He just is not that guy. He takes a super cool design and drops the ball immediately. Vector Prime, but every detail is slightly wrong to the point that it all culminates in a completely inaccurate design. Looks bad in both modes and is possibly the worst United figure. I mean, Sideburn exists. They're about the same level of quality. Quake. It's a really good retool. Is it perfect? No, but as a Vector Prime, it's a brilliant use of the mold. QC is horrible. Picked one up, Walmart charged me an extra $30 for it, and every joint you could imagine on him was horrible. Don't got any video or anything because I returned him the same day, but bro was a wet noodle. That's some horrid QC luck, yeah. Here are some pictures I made of him. Mine was lucky. As a fan of Cybertron, I ended up really liking this cleaner reinterpretation of the design. Again, is it perfect? No, but as a reimagining of the Cybertron design using the G-Axis mold, I'm giving it a thumbs up for looking this good with what they had to work with. I'd prefer if the deco was more with the toy accurate brown. That would make it pop a bit better. Is it a fantastic remold? Maybe, but I think they could have used their budget better to enhance some things. It's alright for a remold, but honestly it would have been better off as a new mold to go along with the other 13 primes. Thoughts on Vector Prime? Vector Prime from the Legacy line is pretty cool, though I admit when he was first revealed I didn't like what they did. I understood it was a retool, but I really was hoping he'd get his own mold. His legs were the biggest problem to me, and the arms, because they were not accurate. However, after seeing some reviews, my dislike for him started to decrease, and when I saw him in store, I decided to get him. In hand, he's a really great figure, very imposing, and you get him to look really cool and in some cool poses / battle stances because of his articulation. My second problem with him though was how unpainted he was. Literally only a few things were painted, but because I customized figures, I knew that wouldn't be as much of a problem for me. What I did like was his details. He has many great details throughout. out. Another nitpick of mine I've started to notice is that after finishing painting, some of the maroon that Hasbro used, specifically on the legs and the back of the head, has chipped. They're little spots, but they still have chipped. And what I don't get is, why did they paint it in the maroon color when they could have just used maroon colored plastic like they did with other places on Vector Prime? Well, that's because of like mold layouts. They can only get so many pieces on a certain mold, so sometimes you need to paint other bits of plastic. But given all that, he looks great. And in alt mode, he's pretty accurate to his alt mode in the show. And I'm happy to have him because he's my favorite Prime. But that's about it for this video, so I guess that's Salut BC out. Next time is the 4th Prime, because the 3rd one isn't out yet.